Thanks. Hello to the TOC meeting on 13 of April. We have our agenda without any update today. As mentioned, we decided to pause the working group updates until the CloudFoundry Day, which is happening in 2 weeks. So 15th of May. So the agenda is to review the action items from last week, go over the PR's issues, and talk about any other business. Action items from last week. Execute the move of the Bosch Prometheus repositories. Okay, I saw that this happened. Thank you, Chris.
Sure.
Was everything fine or?
Yeah, I moved the 5 over. I looked into the commit and saw the 5 repositories in question, and I moved them over, and it looks, I believe it's good. I just did that Sunday night because I went back and got caught up after last week.
And yeah, I saw also a cancellation of the TOC meeting for 14th of May. It's all done. We can jump to our board then. We have one PR to add Dwayne May as a contributor. Okay, I see. I have approvals already. Just wait a minute for Stephan. All green. Okay.
Question, we need TOC approval for a contributor? I don't know. Normally it should not be needed according to our RFCs.
Doesn't belong to any working group, and I just
yeah, that's okay.
don't know who to make responsible, and that's why I'm taking those two TOC. This contributor YAML is managed by us. Okay. And we have here a new repository about the CNB application lifecycle. I already see
asked for
Amelia.
some changes this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I want those approvers they promised.
Yeah. Sounds good. And you decide for a new area?
If they're going to bring approvers over, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
If no approvers, we'll put it in Diego. We'll see. We can always change it.
Yeah. But, okay, yeah, this is in discussion. So then RFCs. First one about introducing the cloud native build packs into CF. So we started the final comment period, and there was no major there were no major comments after that or discussions. There was a hint by Natalie that it could be how to implement droplet from an OSCI build, how to export it, but there was nothing else, so I think this is then good to go. Or do you have any comments? Great, then can merge this one. So I need an action item now to generate. Okay. Sit with the next one. So as discussed last time, I went with the second. I updated the RFC to address the voting result. So we have now in the RFC the second option mentioned that it was selected, and the implementation is talking about the second option, which was to go the Kubernetes spec direction for service binding format. And most of the people involved in that discussion, they already approved. This is a good sign. If you don't have any comments or anything against that, we can start the final comment period. This okay. SSH through the HTTP port via WebSocket. Okay, we started the final comment period on this also. Only Amelia, you had a general comment about your position on this. Yeah, but it is nothing against, nothing. It doesn't change anything in the RFC. And
Oh no, don't merge two RFCs at the same time. Then that script's not gonna work.
I wanted to ask this because you did this last time.
Yeah, but I had to comment things out of the script. You should run the script and then merge this one later. Yeah. Sorry, Dominik, you're not gonna be able to see it be merged live.
As long as I get some number, it's fine.
It's not so complicated to assign it by hand, but afterwards the next profile. Yeah, I will do that. Do we want to add something, Dominik? You're in the call.
Oh, I was just here joining, just in case someone had some final questions. Regarding Amelia, regarding your comment, I agree. I think for the time being, I had no intentions of removing the old way. So that's basically untouched in the intention of this RFC. So
Yep.
Whoever wants to keep the old way can do so. And I think removing it will be far out in the future, if at all.
Perfect. Yeah, years from now when we think about it.
Okay. Yeah. And the last one is about moving the published container images, community container images to GitHub packages. So we had some discussions here. Okay, a lot more discussion than I checked for half an hour ago.
Yeah, I guess if this RFC is only about their two images, the CF Linux FS
CLI
something,
and
the CLI,
the stack, yeah.
then I'm fine for them to do whatever that they think is best for their images. And if we want to talk about how to migrate that safely, sure, we can have an RFC about it. But I'm just hesitant to force other teams off of Dockerhub. Like my area is using Dockerhub and it's fine. And like, would it be nice if it was all on GitHub? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't want to do the work to migrate it. That seems like work that has, not too much added benefit. So I just don't want to put unnecessary requirements on other areas.
Yeah, but I think the same, and I understood the RFC that it's just a recommendation. If you decide for a new image, maybe you prefer GitHub instead of Dockerhub, but there's no hard requirement to move over CI images, etc. And I wonder, do we have a list of the externally, officially published community images, or is it just exactly the two, or is it maybe the two? Because I didn't find anything in CloudFoundry documentation. Also, the CFCLI GitHub project doesn't mention this image. You have to search quite a lot to find some issues where somebody requested it. So is it now an official image or not? We can also say we leave that to the areas, let's say to the CLI team to decide this, but then we should maybe rephrase it as a recommendation to go to GitHub and leave the decision completely to those areas. If it's just for two images, then why so much bureaucracy?
Yeah, I guess maybe we meant to talk about this last week. I don't remember. The other images that I could imagine might be used by other people is like my team maintains a bunch of images for our pipeline and they're public. No one else is running our pipeline, I don't think, but we do run like when we have scripts and that's how we tell you to run our tests. So if anyone else is developing Diego, they're using our Docker images to run them. But if it's just a recommendation, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Is your feedback already somehow put in comments here, or?
Yeah, I think I said everything in that comment.
Okay, then we can wait another week to get more to resolve the discussions here. Okay, yeah. A recommendation sounds better. If people are not,
there's 163 repositories in the CloudFoundry org on Dockerhub. There's quite a lot.
Different repositories.
Yes.
Yeah, my area did a lot of work to clean up superfluous ones and move all of ours into CloudFoundry. I know we probably maintain at least 15 images, so it wouldn't surprise me if other teams do similarly.
Another part of that Dockerhub org that could use some cleanup is just the number of seats, the people in it. About a year ago, or maybe longer, I'm not quite sure, I went through and purged some folks with the help of Eric. But we could probably do that again because we do pay a decent amount of money for each seat. So that org costs about $500 or $600 a month because it's on a paid plan. So at some point, cleaning that up would be helpful. So I'll reach out to help on that.
Yeah. Chris, do you know what the cost is of hosting images on GitHub?
I have no idea. No, I don't know.
Because if we now make the recommendation and then it becomes more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an oppressive amount of money for us to spend, but it's, obviously it'd be great to cut that down. So
Could we give you an action item to do a small comparison of what we pay now on Dockerhub versus GitHub?
Yeah, I mean, we only
yeah,
started with
because I
just
mean,
one image, but like,
Dockerhub just charges by the seat. So it's solely based on the number of like users that have access to those repositories. So yeah, I can look at that, but they don't charge for anything else, like the number of, of uploads, downloads, anything like that. But yeah, I'll take a
Do you
look.
know how many users have access to?
Like 40 something right now. GitHub packages. Yeah, I'll look into this and see if there's a much of a price difference or.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
are we still on which plan are we? We're still on that legacy plan?
Let me take a look.
Yeah.
I know that at one point this organization was transferred over from VMware, and they have not approved this for the open source, the Dockerhub sponsored open source program. Although in the past they had approved all of ours before they actually had that program. When they first launched their open source program, it was called something different. That wasn't that long ago, but so yeah, we're on a.
Do we lose Chris?
No, I'm here. So I'm just looking
Okay.
for.
Your video stopped for me and he stopped talking. So I was
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
oh
I'm just
no.
organization, CloudFoundry. It's not a Docker team subscription, which is, I believe, a current. I don't think that's a legacy thing. Like our GitHub is on this ancient legacy plan that we have no incentive to change, except occasionally it comes up that there's a reason to, but we've yet to do that. So it's a paid Docker team account. It's pretty straightforward, but we do get charged. We can have as many teams as we want, but every email that gets access to it costs like $12 a month or something like that. We have 34 seats right now. So if we can parse that down to 20 or something, that would be helpful. But again, it's not a terrible expense. But yeah, I'll take a look at GitHub packages and see if it's clear. If that would be, I mean, it just looks like their pricing is different, so I'm not sure I'll be able to compare those one to one. We'll see.
Yeah, I just did a quick look and it states actually that currently right now it's free to host public images. You pay for private images. So
Yeah,
now
I mean,
whether or not that's still from their introduction, I don't know, but there's nothing on like their pricing page that relates specifically to their container registry.
right. There are limits though to data transfer outside of actions and storage and stuff. So I'm just not sure how that would fit with things, but I can take a look.
Yeah, sounds good. Then we are done with the RFCs. There are no issues. I think we have another one which is not on our board. I just saw it, unfortunately, before starting the meeting. So Eric opened PR to get himself removed from the execution lead position in the application runtime platform working group. Should I wait here 2 weeks or it's by Eric? I don't think that we need. Okay, thanks. Okay, and we have everything regarding PRs issues. We can go to any other business. I have one topic. I saw a comment on the move of go-cfclient from the CloudFoundry community to our CloudFoundry organization. It's still not executed.
Yeah, is this ready to go? I mean, I can transfer this over if it is. I just wasn't prepared to wait till the meeting to get context on this.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't need anything, Chris. You are admin in the community.
Yeah, I'm already admin in both, so I can just move this over.
Okay.
I'll do that right after this call.
Okay, but we generate a lot of action items here. Thanks. We can go to the next one, CF Day and the TOC panel.
Yeah, CF Days in 2 weeks. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing many of you there. Don't have that much to talk about as far as that goes. We've announced it. It's shaping up nicely. The TOC panel, which is relevant to some of you, I believe that's Amelia, Stephan, and Beyhan, right?
Yeah.
Ruben, you're not coming, and Chris, you did not get approval to participate, I believe. So yeah.
Oh no.
So so there'll be the 3 of you, and we do now have a moderator for that, who is the new board representative from VMware Tanzu, James Waters. So he will be moderating that panel. Ron's not on this call right now because he has dinner guests, but I believe he already drafted up some tentative questions. But obviously we can adjust those to whatever we'd like them to be. So perhaps we'll follow up with an email thread with the 3 of you and James, and can figure out what we want to do with that time, because that should be fun. So that'll kick off the day. I'll make some introductory remarks and then introduce James and the panel, and then you guys can go from there. So, but we'll follow up in an email thread on that. But yeah, day's shaping up nicely. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Thank you.
And then another order of business, we have elections coming up. And we'll talk more about that, I think, in a week. But the time frame for the elections last year was May 18th. They were announced, and the candidate nomination period was open. And then the election ran in the first 2 weeks of June, and then in late June, the results were announced. So we'll follow a similar, but not exactly, I don't have the exact dates set yet, but we'll follow a similar time frame for the TOC and for the Paketo Build Packs TSC. And I believe Beyhan and Ruben, you 2 are at the end of your 2-year terms. I believe, yes, according to the bylaws, you are welcome to run again. But that's up to you all. And yeah, so we'll be running elections for 2 TOC seats.
Yep.
And it coincides fairly well with CloudFoundry Day. So if I get my act together, we'll have everything set and the pull requests in, and we'll announce it on CloudFoundry Day, or perhaps, the next week would work too. So.
Yep.
Cool.
Is there anything else? Doesn't sound so. Okay, then see you next week. Take care.
Thanks all. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Okay, see you. Bye bye.